Hello everyone and welcome to my Phantom Brigade Campaign playthrough. I will be playing this one through to completion as opposed to my kind of gameplay intro series that I've already done. As I explained at the end of that series, I felt that the game at its base level was far too easy. It kind of led you through and just consistently gave you stuff that didn't really pose a challenge as you went through the game. So what I was going to do was to give myself some restrictions on how I could equip my units and what I could use and what I had to destroy and things like that. The main thing that I was going to do was any equipment that I had that got destroyed during a battle, normally the game would auto-fix it for me. So what I was going to do was, at the end of that, make a note during the fight of what equipment or what parts of my mechs got destroyed, and then destroy them myself afterwards so that I didn't get to use them and keep them. As it turns out, I did a little bit of a dive into some of the game code, and it turns out that there is a setting for that is just turned off currently. So I messed around, toggled that on, and it does exactly what I wanted it to do. Now, if one of my mechs has its arm blown off, that part is counted as destroyed when the battle is summed up by the AI. So I don't have to make any notes for myself. Anything that I manage to get destroyed with my own mechs stays destroyed, and it definitely makes... I've already had a couple of false starts with this campaign where I literally ran out of weapons. This one's been going a bit better so far, but even so, I think I only have 2 spare weapons, so if I lose too much, I'm going to be starting to be in trouble again. Mechs also do stay damaged after the fights, so I've turned up the speed of response for patrol units in the area as well, so I'm more likely to get interrupted while salvaging and repairing my units. And the other thing that I've done, I looked into the probabilities of equipment dropping, because I felt that you just ended up with far too much equipment. There was no real challenge in getting a good bit of gear and trying to hold on to it, sort of deciding whether or not it was worth taking your most expensive stuff into a particular fight if you were just testing the ground, that sort of thing. So I looked into the code for that as well and discovered that there was an 85% chance of an undamaged or an undestroyed piece of equipment from the enemy dropping for you, and if it was destroyed there was still a 25% chance of the equipment dropping for you. So what I've done is I've reduced those chances. So now anything that is destroyed by me on the enemy mechs, I've given that a 0% chance of dropping as loot. So if I run into a battle and I destroy all the enemy's mechs' weapons during the fight to stop them doing damage to me, I now can't loot those weapons. I don't have a 1 in 4 chance of getting their weapons even if I've destroyed them. And I've lowered the 85% chance down to a 65% chance. I did originally lower that down to 50, but it really meant I got nothing, and it made the game almost, as I said, I had a couple of missteps. So I've hopefully found a balance at 65%. I can still just alter this as the game goes on as well. If I find I'm getting too much equipment, I can go into the code, just lower that down a bit. So at 65%, it kind of feels a reasonable number. Effectively, as we fight, everything gets damaged, so it kind of reflects on whether or not it's too damaged to use, even though it's not destroyed, and whether or not we then need to salvage it. And hopefully the workshop becomes useful. The other thing, as I said I was going to do, I'm now on the experimental build of the game rather than the stable release out builds. So we're looking forward to the next release. I will upgrade to the next release when that comes out. There are a couple of glitches I've noticed in this, none of them particularly game-breaking, a couple of graphical glitches and things like that, but it does mean that we already have access to a greater variety of melee weapons later on in the game, and also right from the get-go, I've already got one that I'll show you in a bit, missile weapons, which are coming with the next update, and a couple of new mission types as well. So missiles make a big difference. They avoid a lot of cover and they're very, very long range. This is where I've lost most of my weapons to. They do quite a lot of damage. There's 2 types I've seen so far. Single hit missiles, which are just one big missile, or these cluster missiles, which is what I've managed to get hold of after not destroying it off the mech that I was shooting at for once. So we're going to go ahead and jump into a fight. We're still in the early parts of the game. As you can see, we're still in the first sector. I've done the kind of intro missions, come up, taken on a couple of patrols, taken on a convoy, got back the first sort of farm, and now I'm actually going to assault this base in the area and see if we can't grab this, because it gives 34 hope on defeat. I'm at 54 at the moment, so it took me to 88, and then I'd only need to do one more thing. So probably the base followed by this village to capture the region. Originally I did turn off the auto capture everything when you get to hope level 100, but it kind of doesn't really work. You end up just with stuff left behind that isn't doing anything, when in reality it should be kind of spawning units to try and retake the area. So I've turned that off, and it kind of just implies that once you get hold of the region, the people in the region rise up and drive out the invading forces alongside you. So I won't keep rambling on about this stuff. We will get into our first mission here. Like I said, I want these episodes to be about half an hour long, so we can have a look at our mechs and things as we fight the mission, and then afterwards as well if we get any gear. So this is the mechs in this fight are level 2, as you can see here, but it's expected to be a hard fight for me. My mechs are anywhere between about 1.5 and 1.9 at the moment, but I do have up to 4 of them, and they all have different weapons now. So we'll suit up for this. This one was out of action because it was too damaged to fight in the last fight I had, so I had to go in with the 3 that were fight good. So we look okay, and we will deploy as a 4. And then have a quick look at the graphics. I also went in and looked at the way the livery system has worked. The game code is actually really nicely done for modders. I'm hoping that people can do a lot of stuff with it. But if we have a quick look here at our mechs to begin with, so I've got some custom, a couple of custom liveries in here now. So this is our missile launcher mech. This is the cluster launcher. Looks pretty cool, just literally fires out a big cluster. It can also be equipped in the offhand, so you can bring 2 weapons with you on that one. This guy is going to be my long-range missile launcher guy, sat at the back. This is my squad leader with the marksmanship gun and a shield. A lot of these are wearing shields just for the extra defense, not because I particularly want them to later on. I will give them a second weapon when I actually have some second weapons. Then we have, this is a heavy machine gun mech. This is Hell's Daughter, the mech. So I went a bit into my geek side and went after names that resemble Titans from Warhammer 40,000. And then the pilot call signs are some of the types of Titan in Warhammer 40k as well. So just for a bit of nostalgic fun. So we've got a heavy machine gun there, and then this guy will eventually be our light mech. At the moment, it's just a base assault cannon, and this guy he'll either be an SMG kind of close range guy, or I might even go melee with him now. I've started to figure out how the melee weapons work and get him on a blade, just because they look cool as hell. So our initial enemy is just 1 mech and 1 tank. The mech has a heavy shotgun and shield, and the tank is an autocannon close range kind of guy. So we're not facing too much, which is nice. But their reinforcements will be arriving on turn 2. So let's set about destroying some of these mechs. First thing first, we've got to get you into some cover. So I'm just going to turn you around and run you straight over here. Like so. Obviously, this guy's got to move out of the way. So we'll just Is that going to be far enough out of the way? Yeah, it should be. And then, so we're going short range, but you've got an assault cannon for now, so maybe we'll just pop you in here since no one's shooting at you. But we can absolutely start shooting at this tank. Can I get double shot? Oof, almost. Okay. And then we have a heavy machine gun. Gonna come down here. Alright, and then we'll see how long does it take to fire missiles. Oh, not very, but look at the range on this thing. It's crazy. So we'll target it on. I mean, it's funny. We'll see if we can just take out this tank in our first shot, and then you're not shooting it. So there we go. All right, and then we'll watch this play out. And I did learn a fun tactic. That once I press that, I can make this go away. Okay, and here come my cluster missiles on an already exploded tank. So we're fine there. Who's this guy gonna shoot at? Okay, so he gets even closer, in which case let's just put that to the end, and we're gonna bring ourselves over here. Shields, we run. Yeah. Should get him covered. And then right as we get to the end, we will turn around and open up. Stop up here. Hopefully those go over the top of my other mech. They should do. See, these are all going to come in here. Big explosions. Nice. Okay, so yep, as we see, the missiles all went around the outsides of my own mech, and they are exploding on this guy quite nicely. Is he going down straight away? He's trying to shield from something, and then he's gonna run up on that house. And the next mechs are already here. We have a whole bunch more stuff, in fact. So we have an autocannon tank. We have a heavy machine gun shield mech dropping in. That looks like 2 more autocannon tanks. And a heavy shotgun and medium handgun, and this is the guy who's about to explode. So, where are you going? Oh, you're trying to get up on there, aren't you? Okay, well, just... It's only a shotgun at crazy long range. I'm not even sure he'll still be standing there, to be honest. Okay, we do have these other mechs closing in pretty rapidly. So what we'll do is I'm going to bring you just out here, and then we'll start laying some fire down. Maybe on you. Keep that. So there goes his right arm. Taking some shots from somewhere. Okay, so I'm actually going to take you off this way. Don't worry about shooting at someone later. This guy's ejecting. Okay, so no one's shooting at you, which means I can just shoot you. It would appear my missiles hit the building. Well, maybe. Oh wow, that's a shot and a half from over there. Maybe if I can bring you down here, and then we fire again. Looks like you're pretty safe where you are. I think what we'll do is just pop you. Alright. See how this missiles go this time. Okay, so we're still going to hit a building, I think, a bunch. So they still fire a little bit flat. Some of them are going up, but it's fine. We're not looking for. We're just looking to. Now we're looking to run away. What happens if you fire while moving with this guy? Oh wow, we can put lots of missiles in the air. You're gone, right? Yeah, you're out. Okay. How am I damaged? Okay, we should be able to finish this guy off pretty easily. We're gonna. This tower's in the way. It's kind of annoying. Okay. We'll just move you this way. Just don't want you shooting at him, so we'll just do this. And then we've got two mechs coming this way. Might be able to just get some shots on this guy right at the end of his journey. We'll see. Okay, this guy must be shooting at me. Yeah. But they're so short range. Nope, can't do tape. Be fine. That'll be fine. Okay. We dealt with you. Orders. Excellent. Let's see what these missiles do then. Some of them made it through. So, he's exploding nicely. It's not going to kill him, but that's going to do some pretty significant damage. I kind of like where you are. Don't need to move you too far. Maybe just get you here, protect you. Definitely. Fire again. You know what? Second lot are going to go at you as well. Alright, the tank died as planned. That's good. Bring you here. You've got a shot on that guy. Another shot on that guy. And then I think what we can do. You get shot at early. Actually, let's move you up to here. And then really shoot you. What did you take? Oh, you're good. Right, you take one. And then another one at the end. Okay. Well, I don't mind the first one. So wait through the first shot. Step up here. And then as we're doing that second one, we're going to get ourselves into some cover. Everyone, yep. Everyone's got orders. Let's watch the missiles exploding. Okay, so moving does kind of keep you away from the missiles a little bit. He's already got a bunch more hitting him. I'm gonna keep throwing salvo after salvo. Okay, I'm gonna let him. He needs to cool down a little bit. We've definitely taken out some. He's gonna take some shots whether he likes it or not. But what we could actually do is just shield up first. Hide that. What happened to you? Oh wow, I've almost caught it. So if you get close to killing the core, the pilot gets frightened and just leaves, which leaves me with intact weaponry, which is nice because that's a heavy shotgun and a medium handgun. So I get a secondary weapon at last. This tank fires at me right at the end, I think. No, it fires at me at the beginning. Oh, perfect. Okay. over and... Not ideal range-wise, but we'll be okay. You took 255 damage that time, so yeah, you're in trouble. So I can just get range here. Down to about here. Turn round. Should have some good cooling by this point, and hopefully get off. No, I'm just going to take the damage from the second one. That'll be fine. So we dealt with you. Dealt with you. Yeah, let's go. Oh, that's going to be better. Yeah. His shield's taken a ton of damage. That's a pretty heavy mech, that one. What have we got here? You fairly hurt. Oh, is this thing dead? Yep. Pilot's inactive. I can bring you back down this way. Let's see, that's the earliest I can fire. Oh, pretty close to the beginning. That's good. I wonder if missiles are kind of like the ultimate move. Like shoot while you're moving weapon. Just because they don't require accuracy. Maybe. Okay, that tank should be crashing. Yeah. No, that tank's dead. It's mechs. Must be taking some good damage. I've almost destroyed its gun. As soon as I destroy its gun, it's done. Where's he going? Just coming down in here. Works for me. Right. What do I do without orders? Oh. Whoops. Always check. Always check you've given everyone orders. Yep. Killed his, taking his gun. So he's just going to bail. And he's also the last one. So we're done. Yeah, so there's one of the graphical glitches. The pods just kind of hover upwards, and the jet for the pod stays on the dying mech. I'm sure they'll fix that for the next release. Okay, that was a little bit easier than I expected. Didn't take any missile shots from the other team. So if we look at the breakdown now. So this is the one I left intact. So we get a light body part and a heavy body part from that one. Looks like the heavy body part is definitely that left arm. The light is either the chassis or maybe that right arm. That shouldn't be able to happen. That shouldn't be able to happen. I'm gonna have to go and check my settings. In theory, if I destroyed the tank, those subsystems should have been destroyed as well. This guy also got left intact, so I get I've rolled a bunch of parts for him, which is nice. This one says intact, but actually registered as destroyed. Weird. That one says it's destroyed. Okay, so that, yeah, no, it's... Oh, this is another one, so we get parts for that. That one's destroyed. And this guy is intact, but is missing everything on his right arm. So, as you can see, no weapons for any of these guys. Not sure quite what's happened there. Alright, the site inventory itself. So, here we go. So we get one medium handgun is the only weapon we've managed to salvage off all these guys. We destroyed all the rest. And we've got some light body parts, a couple of decent heavy body parts, and then some level 1 stuff, and then 2 parts that we'll get from doing this salvage. So we actually got a lot of parts out of this, but then we fought quite a few things, so I don't know. Like I say, still tweaking the numbers to make sure it's a challenge. Let's jump out. We'll do the salvage very quickly, because I'm aware that I'm already at the half hour that I wanted to do for the episode, so maybe there'll be 35-minute episodes. No time for advert breaks. So we can get the salvage done, and then we can have a look at our inventory. So what do we get? So we got a rare light body part. Some of these are also scripted, like the game has certain scripts for certain events that give you a set of gear. So we got 2 light bodies, medium. Okay, so we got some level 1 and 2 upgrade stuff. And then these arms. So not much in terms of legs. That looks pretty cool. I know, it's got like wear and tear and damage to it. Wish that was a skin. I'm sure someone will design things like that later. These are all the ones I'm using, or I've coloured in. Alright, so we got a bunch of parts, but what we didn't get was guns. So this is going to at least keep it challenging, because we keep ourselves with a minimum of weaponry. Alright, so if we go and take a look at our units, I'll upgrade these guys in as we go through. As you can see, I've got this habit now of using heavy right arms just to try and keep my weapon hand alive. And if we look at the map now, okay, so we're at pretty high, we're at 88, so either one of these, either the reinforced camp or the village, I'll probably take this village as my next thing and then move on to the next settlement. But I'm going to go check those settings, just make sure I am playing with the right version of the game and the changes that I made. But yeah, that's it for episode 1. As you can see, it's the game is definitely coming along. There's some a bit more interesting things to it. Definitely do need to keep an eye on how to make this challenging still for myself. There is an option that I could just reduce the number of mechs I'm allowed. I could take it down to a squad of 3 in the code as well. So just looking at what I can tweak, either with very simple modding or things that I'm allowed to do for myself. But we'll see. This is still only the starter area in this episode, so these missions are designed to be easy, to give you gear, to get you going. And like I said, I did have a couple of missteps where multiple enemy rocket launchers knocked gear off my mechs and things like that. The other thing that I'm tempted to do is to not use the dash ability, just because it's not coded into the AI. So the AI can't dash its mechs around to avoid things. So it kind of feels a little bit like cheating, the fact that I can. So I might avoid using that. But that'll do it. Thanks very much for watching. I hope this sort of more episodic version of play of doing the campaign is a bit more interesting, a little less demanding on your YouTube watch hours than watching just full, consistent gameplay. So I will catch up with you after I've played a little bit more and we can see how the campaign's going, and hopefully I will have a interesting and challenging fight to play out for you. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.